I'm about to finish a very frustrating shift today. It feels a little bit like the eye of the hurricane. We know it's swirling around us, but we haven't been hit so badly yet. So I think that we're all just kind of holding our breath and expecting it to hit soon. And hopefully we are prepared when that is. I've just spent the last 2.5 hours of my shift looking after a patient that has been getting sicker. Oftentimes it's not necessarily about how many patients that we're seeing. Sometimes we can spend more time with a single patient than we have with all of the patients that we've been following all day, and that was the case today. We have a very unpredictable job, meaning that anything can walk through the door at any time. We're a little bit like the firefighters of a hospital in that respect. You never know when there's a fire that's going to start. You always have to be prepared for one. I started the day off with 6 patients that I was following in the intensive care unit. 3 of them are on airborne precautions. The mask that you see that I'm wearing right now, the N95 mask, I've essentially had all day, except for about half an hour at lunchtime that I was able to take it off and have some food. And I am very thirsty right now. I am very anxious to get this off my face. And unfortunately, at the end of the day, I have very little to show for all the work that I've done today. 3 of my patients have been discharged from the respiratory therapy service, and one of them will be likely transferred to a different hospital to provide care that we're not able to provide here. One unfortunately has passed away, and then one has been discharged under very good circumstances, is better, and doesn't need our help anymore. I'm just coming off a night shift. It's just a little bit before 7 a.m. And we've added 2 patients to our intensive care unit overnight, so it's actually a fairly busy night between 2 RTs in the whole hospital. That keeps us pretty busy. Our ICU is a 12-bed ICU. 11 out of its 12 beds are currently full with patients of varying ailments, not all COVID. Out of those 11 patients, respiratory therapy is following 5 of them. I think you can probably see an abundance of equipment behind me that's unused at the moment. I think over the entire hospital, capacity has been a little bit down this past week, which is a drastic change from when I last left at the end of my night shifts last week. I think what's mostly at the forefront of our thoughts right now is not necessarily work related, it's vaccine related. A lot of us are expecting to get our vaccines this weekend, and our vaccine appointments have already been pushed back twice. So I think that we're all a little bit nervous about whether or not we're actually going to get them. As cathartic as it is to go home and talk about your day with your spouse, I don't think that anybody really understands as much as the people you work with. There was a lot of fear when this pandemic started, a lot of fear of the unknown, a lot of fear of us taking this home to our families. COVID certainly isn't our first pandemic, but it's certainly the first one of this magnitude, and I think it's definitely been the most stressful one for us yet. But I don't want to just focus on the negative. It's also brought us a lot closer together. Like I said at the beginning, there was a lot of fear, but I think that as now we're all vaccinated, there's hope of the general population being vaccinated in the next year. Hope is more the feeling that we're all feeling now. We're hoping that this is going to start getting a little bit better and go away soon. Thanks for listening. Goodbye, everybody.